Hi everybody! Today I met up with Jeroen to go to Texel for a Griffon Vulture that has been there for the last couple of days. Now I can imagine you asking yourself, wait, what? Do vultures live in the Netherlands? Not exactly. They are not breeding birds or wintering birds in the country, but annually some of the Griffon vultures from the southern European countries wander north in search of new areas to colonize. But the Netherlands isn't a country that is suitable for the species, as we lack mountains with cliffs, and also you can wonder if there is enough carrion in the country to support the species. And I am together with Jeroen, who is for the first time in a long time outside of his province Friesland, where he is doing a big year. But the idea is when the Griffon Vulture decides to move on, there's a real possibility that it will fly off to Vlieland, and we can see that from Texel. So if he follows the bird long enough, he can count it for his big year in Friesland.
Ja, dat kan wel. Die laat ik dan weer aan de fotograaf. Ja, maar dan kan je net geen. Wanneer je doorrijdt naar de belasting, kun je veel langer in de auto.
In between watching the vulture, I checked the field on the other side of the road and found this beautiful yellow-crowned wagtail, which is a breeding bird of the British Isles and a scarce migrant in the Netherlands. Also, a pied wagtail joined the party, which is, just like the yellow-crowned wagtail, a British counterpart to our own white wagtail.
Zo bijna op.
There are 4 species of vulture that can be seen in the Netherlands, although all are very rare. The Griffon vulture is the least rare and are seen annually. Sometimes even groups of tens of Griffon vultures can be seen flying over our country. The cinereous vulture is much rarer, with up to date 4 accepted records and 1 record from last year still pending. There have been more records of cinereous vulture in our country, but these could be tracked back to reintroduction programs and were therefore rejected by the CDNA. The bearded vulture is seen more and more often these last years. In 2021, a bird called Eglazine spent the summer at the National Park de Hoog Veluwe. It is back this year and it's possibly profiting from the return of the wolf in the Netherlands. Records of bearded vulture are consequently rejected by the CDNA because there is a debate ongoing that the vagrancy of the species is only due to reintroduction programs. Then we have the Egyptian vulture, which is a bit smaller than the other 3 vultures with a wingspan of up to 1 meter and 70 centimeters, whereas the cinereous vulture can have a wingspan of up to 2 meters and 85 centimeters. Records of Egyptian vulture have been in the years 2001, 2009 and this year, with only the bird from 2001 being twitchable, but not many birders took the chances with that bird, as the roosting site wasn't exactly known. The birders who did went there on the morning of May 25th got rewarded when a vulture started flying off in a southerly direction, maybe back to its home ground. Well, the Griffon Vulture decided to do absolutely nothing in the 5.5 hours that we were there. So we decided to head back to the mainland to try if we can see the Dugald's tern at the Putten in Kamperduin.
Dit was best een mooie actie.
Ja, dat heb ik erop staan. The roseate tern breeds in a lot of different areas around the world, like the Caribbean, the east coast of North America, the Azores, Madeira, the Atlantic coast of France, around Ireland, the British Isles, and the coasts of Oman, India, China, and also Australia. On Ireland and the British Isles, it is a scarce breeding species, so due to conservation efforts, many birds are ringed. In the Netherlands, a substantial amount of roseate terns we see are also ringed. The roseate tern is pretty similar to the common Antarctic tern, but differs by having a mainly black bill with only a red base during the breeding season. It also has white underparts with sometimes a pink wash. It has relatively short wings and a longer tail, and it is interesting that this roseate tern mostly accompanies sandwich terns instead of the more similar common terns. It catches food by itself, but from time to time it also steals fish from other terns by chasing a tern around until it drops its catch. We have just refound the Dugald's tern ourselves, and I can make some footage. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.